Hello, welcome to Simple Spanish Sentences. This is the 16th video in the playlist on Spanish verb tenses and moods. In it, I'm going to share some sentences that show a specific use of the imperfect tense. It occurs when we use the imperfect tense to describe how one was feeling at a particular point in time. It's worth emphasizing that the feelings here are temporary and not permanent or stable characteristics. Also, as a brief side note on adjectives, there are two things worth noting about the people or things that are described by an adjective. First, they have a gender assigned to them, either masculine or feminine. And second, there's how many people or things are present, either one or multiple. Adjectives often change if what they're describing is masculine or feminine, and they take different forms if what they're describing is one thing or multiple things. I'm not going to go too much into adjectives here, but if you're unfamiliar with how they work, I at least want you to be aware that the same adjective may change slightly depending on what it's describing. The verb that I'll use to make these sentences is estar, which means to be, and note that this is different from ser, which can also mean to be, but is usually used in a different way. I in Spanish is yo, and to conjugate this, estar becomes estaba. I was tired is yo estaba cansado. I was bored is yo estaba aburrida. You when talking to one person informally is tú, and to conjugate this, estar becomes estabas. You were tired is estabas cansada. You were bored is estabas aburrido. He in Spanish is él, she is ella, and you when talking to one person formally is usted. To conjugate this, estar becomes estaba. These sentences will also use the preterite form of the verb to come, which is venir, and in the he or she form, venir becomes vino. Pedro was happy because Pablo came, is Pedro estaba contento porque Pablo vino. Maria was happy because Isabel came, is Maria estaba contenta porque Isabel vino. And you were sad because Pablo came, is usted estaba triste porque Pablo vino. We in Spanish is nosotros or nosotras, and to conjugate this, estar becomes estábamos. These sentences will also have the preterite form of to come in the he or she form. And so to say that, venir becomes vino. Pedro and I were happy because Pablo came, is Pedro y yo estábamos contentos porque Pablo vino. Maria and I were sad because Pablo came, is Maria y yo estábamos tristes porque Pablo vino. You in Spanish when speaking to multiple people informally and in Spain is vosotros or vosotras. And to conjugate this, estar becomes estabais. These sentences will have the preterite form of to buy in the he or she form. And to say this, comprar becomes compró. You and Pedro were happy because Pablo bought a car. Is tú y Pedro estabais contentos porque Pablo compró un carro. You and Maria were sad because Pablo bought a car. Is tú y Maria estabais tristes porque Pablo compró un carro. They in Spanish is ellos or ellas, and you when talking to multiple people is ustedes. To conjugate this, estar becomes estaban. These sentences will also have the preterite of to buy in the he or she form. And to conjugate this, comprar becomes compró. Pedro and Juan were happy because Pablo bought a car. Pedro y Juan estaban contentos porque Pablo compró un carro. Isabel and Maria were happy because Pablo bought a car. Isabel y Maria estaban contentas porque Pablo compró un carro. And you were sad because Pablo bought a car. Ustedes estaban tristes porque Pablo compró un carro. That's all for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did and would like to support this channel, you can do that in a number of ways. Also, if you noticed any mistakes, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and take care.